No time for trail magic. A day on the CYTC trail. Imagine the heartache of walking away from something you desperately want, all for the sake of a greater goal. That was my morning on the CYTC trail. I had an early start, eager to make the most of the day and set myself up for a leisurely stroll into South Lake Tahoe the next day. My plan was to cover as much ground as possible, balancing the average miles of the past few days. I hit the trail around 5:30 a.m., the crisp morning air nipping at my heels. I passed numerous tents, their occupants still lost in dreams. I plugged in my audiobook, a gripping tale about bikepacking that had me hooked from the start. The author, Jedediah, was a novice in the world of outdoor adventures, yet he dove headfirst into bikepacking, inspired by someone else's journey. It was a reminder that sometimes all it takes is a spark of inspiration to set us on a new path. The trail was gentle, with only a few short climbs. I bumped into a familiar face from the desert section, and we chatted our way up a 1,000-foot ascent. Time flew by, and before I knew it, we were at the top. My hiking buddy got some service, but my T-Mobile plan left me in the dark. No matter, I pressed on, losing myself in the audiobook once more. Then came the bear, a loud rustle in the woods, and there it was, darting away into the forest. Bears, I found, are more scared of us than we are of them, unless, of course, you get too close to their cubs. Around 11 a.m., I passed a trail junction. A sign promised trail magic just a quarter-mile away. I was tempted, oh so tempted, but I knew better. Trail magic is a time S.
Hiking Lake Tahoe. Explore the Sierra Nevada mountains on foot.
There's something truly magical about discovering Lake Tahoe on foot. It's an experience that connects you deeply with nature in a way no car ride or boat trip ever can. But here's where it gets controversial. Despite Tahoe's fame as a bustling tourist hotspot, the best way to truly appreciate its beauty is by stepping off the beaten path and hitting the trails. And this is the part most people miss when they visit. This story is featured in our July 2025 Young Professionals issue, with photography captured at Bradshaw Animal Shelter. If you're interested in adopting a pet from Bradshaw, you can find more information here. https://animalcare.sacounty.gov/pages default ASPX. As the famous writer and naturalist John Muir once passionately declared, "The mountains are calling, and I must go." This sentiment perfectly captures the irresistible pull of the Sierra Nevada, especially in spring when the snow melts and the trails open up. For me, one of the most rewarding places to answer that call is Lake Tahoe. Known as the largest alpine lake in North America, Lake Tahoe spans across El Dorado and Placer counties in California, as well as Douglas County in Nevada. Its breathtaking, deep cobalt blue waters, framed by towering granite peaks, create a scene so iconic it could be mistaken for a classic California postcard. Tahoe's popularity is undeniable, especially during ski season and summer, when highways leading to the lake and nearby towns often become congested with visitors. But hiking offers a wonderful way to escape the crowds during the warmer months, a fact I was reminded of during my visit in May. My favorite hiking spots around Tahoe are Emerald Bay State Park and Desolation Wilderness, both accessible via Highway 89 on the lake's southwest side. Although the area was busy when I arrived, I managed to find parking along the highway near the Bayview Trailhead, which leads into the heart of Desolation Wilderness. My goal was to hike as close as possible to the Sierra Crest, the ridgeline that defines the western edge of the Sierra Nevada, about 4 miles away, before turning back. I anticipated that lingering snow at higher elevations might slow me down or force me to stop, as I could see the mountains still blanketed in white. Despite the traffic on the highway, the trail itself was surprisingly quiet, with only a few groups of hikers passing by. The peaceful sounds of nature surrounded me. Mountain chickadees chirping, stellar jays calling, and song sparrows singing, alongside the rush of a creek swollen with snowmelt. The trail climbs roughly 2,000 feet over several miles, making it a moderate hike that's manageable for most people. Much of the path winds through shaded forest, which is a welcome relief during the summer heat. Along the way, lookout points offer stunning views of Emerald Bay, my personal favorite part of Lake Tahoe. At one such viewpoint, I paused to take in the scene. The bay's blue-green waters with a small island at its center resembling the pupil of an eye, surrounded by mountains draped in trees and patches of snow. Continuing upward, I reached Granite Lake, where deep snow finally blocked my progress. I tried to push through, but my legs sank nearly to my knee, so I reluctantly turned back. No worries, though. I knew there were plenty of other trails at lower elevations that were snow-free. One great alternative is the Eagle Lake Trail, just a short drive up the highway, which begins with dramatic waterfalls before leading to the serene Eagle Lake. Later, I decided to explore part of the Rubicon Trail, a scenic path that hugs the shoreline from D.L.
Bliss State Park to Emerald Bay State Park.
I parked near the Vikingsholm parking lot. Vikingsholm is a historic Scandinavian-style mansion located within Emerald Bay State Park. From there, a trail leads directly to Vikingsholm and connects to the Rubicon Trail. I opted for a slightly longer route, taking a service road down to the Rubicon Trail, which offered spectacular views of the snow-capped Sierra peaks. Before setting off on the trail, I enjoyed lunch on a public dock in Emerald Bay, where gentle waves rocked the dock as I savored my sandwich and the peaceful surroundings. Walking along the Rubicon Trail, I encountered only a handful of other hikers. The shoreline is lined with impressive trees, especially towering sugar pines that add to the area's majestic feel. I stopped to explore the beach near Vikingsholm before heading back to my car, feeling pleasantly tired from the day's adventures. Fortunately, I didn't have to drive home that evening. I had reserved a campsite at Zephyr Cove on Lake Tahoe's southeast shore. I spent several relaxing hours reading, unwinding, and watching the sunset from the beach, a perfect way to end a day immersed in Tahoe's natural beauty. So, what do you think? Is hiking really the best way to experience Lake Tahoe? Or do you prefer other ways to enjoy this stunning region? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. I'd love to hear your take on this beloved destination. Stay informed about business and lifestyle in the capital region by subscribing to the Comstocks newsletter today. https://www.comstocksmag.com/newsletter.
21 miles to South Lake Tahoe.
Day 123 of my PCT Thru-Hike.
A 21-mile trek through the Sierra.
A journey of discovery and connection. Every morning, I rise before dawn, packing my gear and heading out before the world awakens. Today's hike begins with a modest climb, but the real challenge lies ahead. As I traverse the final stretch of the Sierra Mountains, the trail transitions into a more relaxed path toward Northern California, where the rugged terrain gives way to serene landscapes. The first major ascent of the day is a steep climb to Carson Pass. Though it's not the most arduous, the trail demands attention to detail, especially when crossing snowfields that feel unexpectedly treacherous. After reaching the summit, I descend to the road and parking lot, where a small information center greets me. The staff there is surprisingly unbothered by my brief stay, but their warmth makes the experience more welcoming. This is the last leg of my Sierra adventure.
I'll miss the thrill of the trail, the camaraderie of fellow hikers, and the quiet moments of solitude. At the top of Carson Pass, I'm greeted by the friendly workers who offer cold drinks and snacks, something I've come to expect during my hikes. While I'd heard whispers of Wi-Fi availability, it wasn't operational when I arrived, so I settled for a soda and a donut, savoring the simple pleasures. As I continue my journey, the trail becomes more than just a physical path. It's a connection to the natural world, where wildflowers bloom in vibrant colors and the air feels refreshingly crisp. The pace slows as I approach the highway, and I'm reminded of the beauty that lies beyond the mountains. Though the Sierra may not always be the most visually stunning section, its tranquility is unparalleled. The trail's transition from the Sierra to Northern California marks a significant shift. Within a mile or two, I pass a group of hikers who've parked and walk in, their presence a reminder of the shared experience of the trail. While the scenery is breathtaking, I wonder how many others have felt the same sense of awe. Some areas near the trail are less accessible, requiring more planning, which adds a layer of responsibility to the journey. The wildflowers are a testament to nature's resilience. As I move forward,
The trail follows the Tahoe Rim Trail, a scenic route that offers panoramic views. By midday, I reach the town of South Lake Tahoe, where I'm dropped off at a McDonald's, a hub for local businesses. My next stop is the Apex Inn, a budget-friendly option where I check in immediately to avoid delays. The room costs around $70, a reasonable price for a comfortable stay. After a quick meal at Taco Bell, I return to the motel, where I'll spend the evening catching up on work and rest. This trip was filled with moments of connection and reflection. I met a fellow hiker named Jay, who brought a bear can to ensure I have enough food for the days ahead. He's a kind soul, and his advice about proper food storage is invaluable in the wilderness. Jay also picked me up from the grocery store, easing the burden of carrying supplies. With his help, I'm well prepared for the journey ahead. As I drive to the lake, I reflect on the balance between adventure and preparation. Evenings at South Lake Tahoe are a highlight. The beachfront area offers seating, a bar, and a restaurant where we enjoy our dinner as the sun dips below the horizon. It's a peaceful ending to the day, one that underscores the importance of slowing down and appreciating the moment. After dinner, I head back to the motel, eager to recharge and focus on the tasks that await. Today was an unforgettable experience, filled with laughter, shared stories, and the quiet satisfaction of progress. However, the workload has left me feeling behind, and I'll need to catch up on editing and posting. I'm grateful for the support of friends like Jay and the kindness of those who share their journeys. If you enjoyed this blog and want to support my hike, consider tipping me with a soda or snack along the way. Your generosity means the world to me. Since the end of the Appalachian Trail, I've found myself longing for the freedom of the open road. Rainy days or sweaty bodies don't bother me as much anymore. This journey has been a reminder of the beauty and unpredictability of the wilderness, and I'm excited to see where the next chapter of my adventure will take me.